I don't do Reiki. This is not going to be Reiki energy. This is different. I work on the metaphysical side, not the spiritual side. And I'm see people more like human computer systems. So I show people how there's energy fields on the outside of their body and on the inside, and that we are an energy system with a physical being inside. I've got some videos that show that in my TikTok library, and then in my YouTube channels. And then usually when I do group energy, it gets really intense. So for anyone who's new, if you're used to energy in other rooms, that this is going to be different. People get lightheaded in my rooms. They get dizzy. They'll get heart palpitations if they're very sensitive. Are generational curses real? Well, if we look at it epigenetically from a science side, then we can understand the coding system on the RNA side of genetic curses. But we can inherit traits. We can inherit trauma. We can inherit emotions. And then that can manifest and get worse. So yes, I can go on the spiritual side and talk about generational curses from a spiritual side, but we can also see it on the metaphysical science side too. So the work that I do, if you get dizzy, here are the rules, because I'm pretty sure none of my moderators are awake right now. I never awake this early. And those that are used to my energy, that are familiar with my energy, can I heal? I can't heal. People heal from my work, but I'm not the one healing it. I'm raising your vibration so you can do the work. Your system can heal itself. If you get dizzy, how many people here have been to my lives before? So I can know how many people can watch out for those that are new, because I don't have moderators today. Have you been, is everyone new except Kim? Okay, oh, who do I got? Oh, good, okay. So for those that have been in my rooms before, you know that if someone's reacting, make sure I see that they're reacting, because we're going to bring the energy back down and make sure that they're balanced and that we're not overwhelming anyone. If you get overwhelmed, if you get dizzy or lightheaded, do not leave this live without me knowing you're here. I want to make sure that once I open the energy lines, if you're having a reaction, that we get you back to a grounded, centered space before leaving the live. And so all of my folks that have been in the lives before, we call it Annie's house. Welcome to Annie's house. This is my TikTok healing rooms. Do not leave my live if you're having a reaction. I want to make sure that you are back in centered space and not floating away without an arm's reach of someone to help you come back down. So all of those that have been in my lives before, just kind of keep out for the comments for someone that's reacting. If you're reacting, stay with me. Intentionally disconnect from the group energy and just focus straight on me, just on me. All you're going to do is just focus on my energy. Put the intention in your head to say, just Annie's energy. And that way the intensity of the group does not overwhelm you. It'll help focus your energy back in to a grounded space. So when I open the energy lines, we're going to go around. It's going to take about 10 minutes to acclimate the energy of the group. Just that's how long it's going to take for the energy to connect as a collective. We're doing group energy today. I don't know what it is yet. I'll figure it out when we open up. And what happens is I connect the energy, the room together, and then I take a consensus on just of mind, body, spirit. Whether you're atheist, spiritual, or religious, there's an energy system. So I ask all the energies of your three attributes, mind, body, spirit. I ask this third attribute collectively for the 102 of you what the majority work that needs to be done, and that's what we're going to do. So it's like majority vote on the spirit side, and it'll tell me like the majority of the people in this room right now need help with this, and that's what we focus on first. Yeah, my class. Like, I'm so tired. I'm like still waking up. I'm still waking up. I don't even know why I'm awake right now. 7:30 a.m. is my wake up time normally. So let's get the room opened up. Let's get the energy rolling. Again, if anyone has a reaction, just let me know. I don't want anyone floating without support. Okay, so let me get myself grounded. Let's start opening the room. So if you're not familiar with my energy, it's going to run a little bit more feminine. It's more of a feminine current. but we're going to go feminine, masculine. Okay, so let's get this going. All right. And I know that there's at least one person in here that is in the hospital. So if you are in a hospital, or if you have any severe medical situations right now, you don't necessarily need to make yourself known, but we're going to do a little, at the end of the group healing, we'll kind of bring everyone that has a need for extra help. And those on the outside are going to focus the energy to those that are receiving. So it's going to be like a circle, a tribe circle, caravan kind of thing. And then we'll put everybody in the middle that doesn't have enough energy to give, but is in a space to receive. But right now it's all of us. All of us are going to benefit. We're going to open that energy. Oh, this is interesting energy. Collectively, we've got some power in here. So those new folks that are coming in, there we go. For the new folks coming in, some of you, whether you are aware of it or not, have some pretty powerful energy. It's opening my energy up more, like the framework that I'm doing. It's widening the framework, so that tells me that the folks that have the strength are going to be sort of guiding posts, landmarks in the group energy. There's strength in it. Okay. Everyone keep breathing. Some of you are forgetting to breathe. You're experiencing the energy and you're forgetting to breathe. Okay. Might take me a couple minutes longer to warm up because I'm not used to doing it this early in the day. I'm used to doing it after a whole bunch of clients. So just have patience with me as I wake up. Where are we riding now? Okay. All right, now we're coming in a little bit gentler. There's a little bit more gentleness coming into the energy. And even if you're skeptical, even if you have no idea what's happening, your energy system does. Even if you can't feel it, that may not be your dominant sense. You may be more inclined to see or hear or know. So you might pick it up that way. You might see colors and not feel what others are feeling. So right now we're all just receiving. Give it a couple more minutes. We're getting the energy moving a little bit more. What are we looking at? Now let's see if we can get the spirit to tell us what's going on. Oh, the heaviest thing hitting right now is self-doubt. And this has to do with people doubting their own internal powers, doubting their own internal strengths, doubting their capabilities, doubting their worthiness for love is really like that. That's ooh. Okay, so to roll this a little bit more. All right, so I'm feeling this. When I feel this, that means some people are having some reactions. Okay. So that tells me that we're kind of like having a little bit of, oh yay. Yes, thank you. Thank you for reminding people to drink water. Water is incredibly important for the work we do. Okay, so let's see if we've got that balanced out a little bit more. Okay. So there's this worthiness thing, and I'm hitting road bumps, trying to move the energy through the people that have the biggest challenges. So we're going to go, I should probably turn my thing on. Let's see what that looks like. Oh, hello. Good morning. turn that down a bit. All right. So let's get this rolling. We're going to bring everyone's energy up. For those that have medical concerns, you don't have to raise your energy up. Just receive. If anyone's reacting, let me know. I'm starting to raise it up, starting to bump up. Okay. Heart skipping a beat's okay. It's just energy coming through. No worries. Disconnected like dissociated or disconnected like technologically? Okay, here we go. Up a little bit higher. A little bit higher. Okay, we're going to start bringing it up. And we're focusing first on self-doubt. So that means that you might feel stuff come up that, yeah, no, you're not crying for no reason. You're crying for a very specific reason. Okay, the heaviness should shake out in a second. Sometimes it's about drudging up, and we're going to move out that drudged up emotion, and it's going to feel wonky coming out sometimes. We're still just expanding the energy. I haven't started moving it through the body. It's just pushing through. Okay, let's see if we've got a key. Oh, all right. So anyone that wants to do what I'm doing, take your hands, it's closest to my body, and we're kind of spiraling it out and then spiraling it up. So heading outward, do a little loop and bring it up. And it'll look like this. And you can do it with your dominant hand. Ringing in your ears. Yep, that's not unusual. Okay, so nauseated, let's slow down. Okay, focus on me. Dandelion yellow, focus on me. Just disconnect from the group. Stay tapped into me only. Let's see if it comes out. And if it doesn't go away in about 2 minutes, I'm going to bring your energy down because I want to make sure that you are not going to, that we're not pushing your limits too much too soon. If you're not used to my energy, it is different. It's different than Reiki. It's different than. So for those that use, you can either touch your fingers here and run it up or just run it up. You may pick up on the energy current with that action. Okay. All right. So let's get my neck. Sounds like who's having neck pain right now? Because that's dominating. Are there a couple people? Because that's disrupting. I was going to do something and it. Okay. So anyone that has pain in the neck, we're going to go neck first because and now it's gone. It just needed it needed its attention. So we're going into the neck first, and I'm moving trauma out of the neck, because that's where a lot of PTSD sits. That creates a lot of self-doubt, right? Because now we're doubting who we are, what we're worth. We're going to move that energy in a feminine current, so it's going to go counterclockwise around your neck. And we're all focusing on the neck together. Even if you don't have any discomfort in your neck, let the energy roll in your neck, and it may pick up something that you didn't know was there. Crying is totally normal. Doesn't matter male or female. It's just a way for emotions to leave through the tear ducts is a very common way. Oh, okay, here we go, throat. Here we go into throat now. We're getting... This is my thyroiditis people. This is my Hashimoto's people. These are those that are having throat issues and neck issues right now. Not speaking truth. That's coming up in the front. Apparently I'm not speaking truth because I feel like I'm burping in a second. I'm angry. I woke up angry. I woke up angry at some things that happened with people I knew. Angry at, like, you know, how much extreme trauma can really screw up our life. And sometimes, no matter how much positivity I bring, I still want to honor how angry I can get about how difficult some people's lives are, and the degree of suffering that we endure as humans. Oh, good. Okay, we've got a lot of energy moving. Good. It's rolling really fast, which means that there are fewer people that have blocks in that space. Okay. Yeah, male or female. Sometimes we think we need justice, and it's not justice that we really need. We just don't know what that third variable is. Okay. Rolling that up. In a world, a lot of things make me angry. Oh, hey, Kim. Oh, really strong. As a collective group, we are really strong with energy in the neck area. It's moving really smoothly. Okay, so now I'm going to start moving some of that energy up. It's going to come out of our mouth. So I'll tell you when to inhale. About halfway up, I'm going to go slowly. Start to inhale if you can. Hold it for as long as you can. And if you can hold it until I get to the very top, hold it. Push it out hard. And you can do like a really good deep. All right, I'm going to come back. We're going to go to the bottom. Okay, start to inhale. Get that deep inhale again. I'm coming up from the diaphragm. Deep inhale. Hold it. Hard exhale. All right, I'm coming into the digestive and the no, not just the respiratory. We're coming in just to the depths of the respiratory system, and I'm just running healing energy on it right now. just so we can continue working here. I need to move a little bit more out. You might feel it bubbling up as it goes. Okay, there we go. This time I want it to come up. We're going to, instead of breathing it, I want it to keep pushing it, pushing up. I want it to come out of the top of your head. Up, 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 up. All right. Let's see what else we can do. What's next on the list? Circle back to self-worth. Okay, so what I'm seeing is we have so much power once we believe we have power. And to the person I was speaking with before I went on live, that I was texting with, things change when you believe, what's the wording? If you can see, the energy is like coming in so much, it's pushing me forward. Things change once we decide we are worthy of the change. And the worthiness is playing a really big part in this, is, do you believe you deserve this? And out of the 62 people in here right now, I would say the majority, 46, 48, like I got pushed forward, 48 of you are doubting yourself right now. What are you worth? Are you worth joy? Are you worth happiness? Are you worth toxicity? What is your worth? And that's like all of your spirits are like I have like 67 voices in my head right now, like, tell them this, and I can't. 67 is just too long of a list, so I'm gonna generalize. Worthy of believing in yourself is the top list. It's the heaviest. Like, tell them to be worthy of themselves. What is on the other side is going to scare the shit out of you, but it is so rewarding to reach that, to take that risk, to, no, I got pushed back, not risk. To take the journey. It's so worthy to take the journey. And it's not a comfortable journey. It's going to be that messy middle, but it is so worth it in the end to reach that, the other side. So what else do we have? Knees. Okay, knees, got it. We're doing knees next. This is resistance moving forward. Metaphysical anatomy. Knees represent movement forward. This is resistance moving forward. And for some of you, it's dragging the past with you. Ooh, for majority of you. Ooh, okay. Yeah, like, oh, okay, got it. Some of you are carrying shackles. You're just dragging these like ball and chain energies with you from the past. Like the past is trying to hold you back and you're having a difficult time forging forward. Okay. Let's move to the knees. We're going to clear. What I'm doing is like taking a machete and just chopping through a path. We're going to come through. I mean, that's probably an aggressive way to do it. I'm taking an eraser and I'm erasing so I have a path to go in. So we're going through with the knees. We're going to give the knees a clean path to walk. So imagine energy coming from behind your kneecaps and then moving through your kneecaps and just like laser beams going forward. We're clearing that path. We're making that, like in the winter months when you have the snow, I don't know, the street people that have the snow trucks that clear the snow off the road. I live in Vegas. We don't get snow. Okay, yeah, we're in the warmth. We're in the warmth. So dandelion, if you keep using that language, it's gonna keep holding you back. It it's going to feel really counterintuitive to let that go. But the longer you hold it on, the more toxic it's going to be in your body. It's going to destroy things. And that's, if you make that rule in your head that says justice has to happen before shackles can come off, you are imprisoning yourself. Snowplow, thank you, snowplow. You're going to imprison yourself in that belief system. The neuroplasticity is going to hold you to it. It's going to, the neurosynaptic pathway is going to etch that in your brain and make it really hard to let go. Yep. Yeah. That's anger. That can be all sorts of emotions, but those emotions are going to swallow you up. That's what I woke up with. I was angry at, like, some of my clients are just going through so much hell because of trauma in their life, and they held on to it, and some of them held on to it for a really long time, and it's cancerous to the body. You are in control of your own space, and if you believe that you need them to do something before you can feel good about it, it is going to be a prison. Yeah. Now, forgiving someone and releasing the trauma are two different actions. Okay, so let's get that energy moving through the knees a little bit more. I'm going to come into the right kneecap first, and I'm just going to roll some energy in there. Roll it around, warm it up. You might feel it in your left if you're left dominant. What's coming in here? Is that me or is that the group? That's the group. Okay. Resistance moving forward. Where's that coming from? Those of you that get anxiety with the unknown, switch that out. Become curious. Curiosity, anxiety and excitement are very similar. The body doesn't know the difference. So if you switch it and say we're very excited for the unknown, rather than scared of the unknown, it changes how your mind responds to the thought. Why is that coming into my jaw? Anger. What is that? I'm rolling energy around because there's something going on with the jaw and the stomach when I move that energy forward in the dominant knee. And my feet are getting like super hot. So I don't know, is that 1, 2, 3, 4, 3, 2, 2. Two of you have some really, like, it's not resistance. What is it? Like sheer fear of the future. I'm going to move some of that, lighten some of that up. I don't like feeling that. A lot of excitement that comes with the unknown. Right? Like, you can't have a surprise gift or a surprise birthday party if you knew all the details. We miss out on the awe of the surprises. Oh, we can move it up. Okay. Instead of moving it forward, I'm moving the energy up. It's moving vertically upward, way easier. So let's just bring that up. Pull that up, pull that up. So if you're feeling resistance in your right knee right now, run that energy vertically up. I don't know why. There's a few of you that have some really intense energy. It's moving better upward. So let's anchor that to like the sun or the moon, whichever is your preference. Just like as if you had a big cable and you just clipped into one of those. And just let it flow up. It's having no problem going upward. Just let the moon, let the sun handle it. They can handle a lot more energy than we can as humans. Let's find out what this is here. There's a lot of energy here. Okay, let that just release. Okay, that's a lot better. Yeah, that's a lot better. Let's find out why it's going here and here. So this is the feminine, like betrayal and, okay, so males, females, males and females. This is men and women. So if there's like the males and females in this group, this is applying to both genders, that there's this betrayal component right here sitting that's impacting the right knee. So that, like if you have tension in your jaw here, if you have neck aches that are specific to one side of the neck, this is the left side of my body. So my non-dominant side. What's happening with the knee? Keep flowing. What's happening? What is that energy? I'm missing something. I'm trying to find out what that missing piece is that's impacting the knee. And if I focus on here, the rolling of the energy upward it goes away. Oh, so for some of you, the right knee was also stepping forward like in a fighting stance, and it had been taking on the power of protecting the left side of the face, the feminine, the non-dominant side. So there's things that have to be honored on this side, that just honoring that sensitivity, the vulnerability that is represented on that side of the neck and the jaw of this. Feels like a lot of verbal abuse in childhood. So there, collectively, the group, there's a lot of verbal abuse. Let's roll some of this energy up. Where does it want to go? Roll it up and roll it out. Yeah, so whichever is your non-dominant side, my non-dominant is my left. So if you're non-dominant to the right, this is going to affect you on the other side. Yep, so this is clearing some of that, like where you had to go into a fighting stance, energetically, symbolically, and to protect this side of the body. That's what we're working with right now. Okay. Okay. So now I'm going into my left, my non-dominant knee. Nope. I'm going back to dominant. It doesn't want to leave yet. It's not done yet. And I can't do two, it's not letting me do two things at once at the moment. So I'm just staying with that dominant knee right now. There's something else happening. So there's not something else happening. There was one group that needed this, and now the next group we're working on. So for those that do not feel relief in their right knee, we're changing tools, changing perspective, changing the energy flow to help you with that. That's just unscrewing. Ooh. Unscrewing junk that got built up like tarry goo, energetic goo in the knees. There. Oh, That's a good one. Anyone feel like they need to like shake their knees? Because I'm like, my knees are going. Okay. All right, let's see. Yep. Okay. So now I'm putting more energy in the non-dominant knee. Okay. So what if the pain is in the dominant side? Let's follow it along, find out what's going on. Okay, that loosened the left. Ooh, balance. Okay, now we've got to work on balance. Is that balance of boundary balance right now is the next piece coming in. Giving and receiving has to be in balance. Okay, slow it down, slow it down. Balance. So I'm running balance between the left and the right knee right now. To strengthen both of them because they both serve a purpose. And they want to work together like twins. Whenever you talk to knees. Hey! Anne! Yay! Moving, moving up. Okay, the energy wants to go upward. So we're taking both the left and the right knee and we're running energy up to the spine and up. And it's twirling, twirling. It's twirling up the spine. It's running up the spine, moving the energy up. It's twirling right now. It's going to start untwirling. We're just going to go straight vertical, but it's wrapping right now because that's the smoother path to take. And now we're starting to unravel it a little. Oh, slow down. Okay. Now we're hitting some of that trauma. This is the trauma that says that you're not worthy enough. Who do you think you are? This is going to come up it should come up this way. Oh, no worries, Susan. Glad you came. I was not expecting to be here. I'm normally barely waking up right now. I showed up. I showed up because I felt somebody in here needed it. Okay, running that up. Let's see if we can get that straighter. No, not quite yet. There's still a lot of, we're going slow this morning because I'm not quite fully awake. Okay, good. Now it's starting to straighten. It's not twirling anymore around the spine. It's now getting... There we go. Good. Okay. Now that energy's flowing a lot faster. Okay, so, all right. If you're open to sharing, anyone that is in severe pain or in the hospital or has a diagnosis that is a serious diagnosis, and by serious, like cancer, something that would be like stage 3, stage 4 cancer. If you choose to identify yourself, you can just say me without giving any details of what's going on, or you can stand by and just observe. What I want to do is take everyone in the room that is in a place that needs to receive but doesn't have enough battery juice to give. I want you to just imagine that you're being put into the center of a circle of people, like a tribe of healers that are in a circle, and you're going in the center of that circle, and they're going to be around you. So if you're one of those people, just go into the middle, intuitive, in your mind, imagine you're standing in the middle and you're seeing everybody around you. And this is going to be a lot like this moment. So for those that are here, we're going to do, and it's whatever is native to you. So if you feel like praying, if prayer is your power, if being a beacon of light or a beacon of hope, if you transmit energy, the metaphysical side, whatever your strength is, and you can be a proxy for someone who's very sick, just stand in the middle and receive it to then relay it to the person that needs it. Go into the middle. And for the rest of us, whatever is native to you, whatever you do and you feel proud of doing, if it's Reiki, activate your Reiki energy. If it's something else, if it's a shamanic modality, use that. And then we're going to connect everyone's energy. It came in as like a bowl very quickly, okay? And all we're doing is sending it to the people in the middle. It's like a circle of light, yeah. Send it to the people in the middle, and I'm going to set this up, connect all of us. And I'm just putting perimeters around. It's not like I don't believe in demons and stuff like that. I work in the more metaphysical science side, so I show how everything is energy, frequency, vibration. You're either a low vibration or you're high vibration. You're right, like. So I don't believe in the like fearful things that Hollywood has created. So I'm just strengthening the energy in the sense of amplifying the strengths and reducing fear. I'm more about healing and empowering, and that's what I'm putting around the perimeter. I'm going to amplify everyone in the circle, and then everyone in the circle is going to work on everyone in the center of the circle. So let me get the amplification up. And 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Now everyone turn on what is native to you. Activate it. Start sending it to everyone in the circle. And everyone in the circle, you are just receiving. You are not participating in giving it or sharing it or passing it along. Just receive. This is just for you. Anyone coming in right now, we are doing a circle healing for those that are in the center of the circle, if you wish to join. And I'm going to hold the energy in the intensified and amplified space. We're going to continue working. For those that are coming in right now, just stand by. We'll catch you up in a second. The new folks, just hang in there a couple minutes. We're focusing energy right now. Okay, we're going to bump it up just a little bit for those that are on the outside of the circle, sending the energy to those that are in the center of the circle. And anyone new, this is the time if you want to join the outside to help those that are on the inside receive energy. I'm going to expand out the energy of the group, intensify it just a little bit. Keep breathing, inside or outside of the circle, keep breathing. Okay. We're going to start slowing down, bring everybody back. This might be new for some of you. The energy is new, so I don't want to tire you out. Yeah. Let's bring some folks back down. This is brand new to a lot of people. So the collective group, the group as a collective, I should say, we're doing some work that's a little bit new. So I don't want people to be depleted in their battery by giving to others. That's not at all the intention. It's to give what we have, but not more than what we can. Okay. Breathe it back in, breathe it back down. For those that are just coming into the live, we're coming down from a group healing. Slow it down. And I want you to take your hand and I want you to bring the energy in and just hold it in a ball. You can hold it in a small ball like it's a marble. Hold it in a ball and just like savor that energy a little bit. Hold on to it. April, that's how I get when I do higher work. I get hot when I'm in the lower healing levels, and then the higher up I go, the colder I get. So it should last for just a little bit if your body temperature shifted. Okay. I'm going to start disconnecting. That's gummy bear. That's probably how 90% of the people feel. And it's usually with topics, you'd be surprised when I do like healing rooms for like headaches, how many people pop in, they're like, oh my gosh, I had a headache. I don't even know who you are, but I had a headache. That's usually how the story starts. Okay. Bringing everybody down, bringing everybody down. Okay, we got some trailers of energy. No judgment, just some people just move their energy a little bit slower. We're just bringing it in, bring it back, bring it home. For those that were in the center of the circle, I'm going to wrap some energy around you. What I'm wrapping is, in my coloring system, purple is healing, which is, you see, like I've got tons of purple in my hair. That wasn't intentional. That just sort of happened and I kept it. So I'm wrapping those that needed it the most in this purple energy. Okay. All right. Okay. So, yeah, the temperature shifts, totally normal. That's normal for me. If I get really intense helping others, I get hot, but if I'm receiving, if I get up higher. Thank you. Thanks, Kim. All right, so we're going to start bringing everybody down, and what I'm going to do is we're going to take just a little bit of a break. So, yeah. If you were in the inner circle, you may want to make sure that you drink a lot of water with alkaline, high alkaline or electrolytes, something that's going to replenish, because healing does take up energy, and so does giving healing energy. So we want to make sure that we're not draining our own battery. Yeah. And we're going to take about 10 minutes. We're just going to break for 10 minutes. How many people came in the last 15 minutes and have no idea what we're doing? Okay. So those that are new, I'll give kind of the same brief I gave at the beginning. I work in energy. So I'm not a healer. I amplify energy so people can heal themselves. I'm not a medium. I can amplify your energy so you can speak to your own ancestors. And in amplifying your energy, I show you who you are. It's not about a third party, although I'm not dissing other people. I'm not dissing psychics or psychic mediums or anything. Is that just my path is to teach you how your energy system works from a metaphysical perspective. So what we had been doing was I was moving energy through the body, and I can scan. There's a video in my TikTok library where it's like a skeletal system, and it's the nerves in the entire body, the squid nerves of everything in the body, and I run on those like they're highways. So to run energy through the arm, I'm using the nerves in the body to move that. So I do a lot of work. It's healing work, but I'm not healing. You're healing you. I'm providing the space and the energy vibration to do that. So stick around. We'll do one more exercise before I go. I'm going to try to go back to bed for a little bit. I woke up way early today. Oh, dandelion. Yes, that's a beautiful way to do it. Yeah. do what you can. Don't do more than you can. We're not here. No one gets a gold star for overachieving in this room. We get benefits by being realistic with our level of skills and our own limitations. And then we just like yoga mat, right? You get on the yoga mat, maybe you can't do all the poses, you try again tomorrow. If we can't do it all today in this room, in these lives, when we're doing this work, you try again tomorrow. I may not be doing the lives in the same consistency with the same frequency that I have been in the past 2 weeks, but I do these often enough that you're not going to miss out, especially if you follow me and then you click the little bell to be notified when I go live. Yeah. All right, so for everyone that's new that wants to be a part of this, I'm going to open up your energy, bring you in. Okay. Wow. At some point they will. I think that's a new feature that TikTok's trying, and they're like fixing the algorithms. So I have hope. I have hope that it's going to do something. If they put the feature there, it's going to do something, right? All right, let's see. Let's get everybody new in the group. And I'm going to do a quick little thing. Let's see what we can get, what info we can get. We're just going to run energy down the spine right now. That's the highest request from all of the collective energy votes. So I'm going to go from cranial, right above your C1, right above the top of your spine. And I'm going to come in. Ooh, why is that off balance? 13, 14, no, 12, 11, 10, 10 of you, 10 of you, 10 of you 10 of you need to see a chiropractor. There's like the atlas is off. It's off a little bit. So I'm going to try, no. I'm going to try working at the very top of your spine. And I'm running down the spine right now, just running energy as if I were able to take my hands over the spine alone and just run down the spine. Okay. Drain, 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 drain. You don't have to visualize. Some people feel, some people know, some people see. Whatever your strongest sense is. I feel first, and then I'll have a secondary sense to support that. But you may be dominant in something else. Yeah. Stomach, brain. The ears will ring when we do any kind of work, when we work on the spine. That's not unusual. Okay. Rolling, rolling, rolling down. In a minute, I've got to give myself a break. I'm getting a little, my feet are getting a little, they're getting overwhelmed with energy. Let the energy, if you are feeling it intensely in your back, stand up. Let it flow through your legs, through your heels, into the center of the earth. Even if you're on an 18-story condo, just let it run down the steel into the center of the earth. Release it through. And for those just coming in, we're running energy down the spine. Ooh. That's some. So, Sid, there's a lot of like tarry gook of emotions in your back. I'm just moving that. As I'm moving it, I opened my hand up to scrape it more and picked up more folks that have like junky stuff in their lumbar. Yeah. Oh, good, Anne. Okay. We're going to do one more rundown top. It's the last one. Just let it roll through. Yeah. Let it run down your spine, out to your hip bones. Pelvic bone, let it run down your legs. Through your heels, into the center of the earth, and let it just flush through, flush through, flush through. Okay. And now I'm going to sit and take a break because I'm getting a little tired. Okay. So, how's everyone doing? Oh, thank you for the rose. I know there were other gifts that came in. Thank you. I saw other gifts come in and I didn't want to interrupt what I was doing to say thank you. Okay. Yeah, whoa. Yeah. Okay. So what I typically do is when I am done, I'm gonna throw like this lighting is like I don't need this much lighting. Even if it's a little darker, I just want like less light at my face. Even though we're done moving energy, I recommend get some of that. Let me get you back into my corner here. Recommend that we just hang out for 10 minutes because what I want to do is make sure that no one has any kind of a reaction after. I'm still in I have my sweatshirt on. Like this is my token sweatshirt. Half of my videos right now have the sweatshirt on. We're going to stick around for about 10 minutes. I'll answer some questions, but I want to make sure that everyone comes back from that energy and doesn't have a delayed reaction. So I typically stick around for 10 minutes after, just so that everyone comes back, all the energy comes back home, and any of the movement, the work through the spine that we did has a chance to finish moving, because some of us are cheetahs and some of us are snails and some of us are snails today and cheetahs tomorrow. So whatever that pace is, we're going to honor that. So, stick around for 10 minutes if you can. Let the energy just finish flushing, even though we can't feel it anymore. At the smaller levels, it's still moving through your body. And I'm going to close out the group energy, and now it's us, and we get to hang out for 10 minutes. So anybody have questions about what happened if you were new to the room and it was your first time? You're welcome. You're welcome. I know a lot of people were new today. I could tell the energy was a lot of new energy. So you may have had a reaction. You might have had questions through when we were doing stuff. That you're welcome. So I have in my TikTok, the first pinned video is a video that just says like, how would you describe what I do? What was it like for you? And if you want to, after this, comment in there. Yeah, sorry for if you're just coming in. I woke up really early this morning. I don't know who I showed up for, but I showed up. Let's see. What should we feel or do when you do this? You may not feel anything. If your dominant sense is not feeling, is not a sentience, it's more of like a claircognizant, or maybe it's clairaudient, clairvoyant. You might pick up in a different way, or you just might have this feeling like something's happening. Like people respond very differently, and the more you pop into my lives, the more you're going to feel it, the more intense it'll be. In an acclimated way, not intense, like brand new and taken off guard. But some folks just pop in and they don't feel anything the first time, and then they don't feel anything the second time, and then on the third time, they're like, what the F is this? Like, yeah, that's what we've been feeling. So there's no judgment if you don't feel anything today. That if you didn't feel anything of the energy moving, it's not unusual for it to kind of turn on in another live. You may not feel it. It might be like working out at the gym too, is you might not feel anything during the workout, but then 2 days later, you feel it, and there's just a delay, and that's not unusual either. Yeah, no worries if you missed it. We're at the end. It's not going to be my last time. I wasn't expecting to do it today, but I showed up, so I was here. I'm sure this is going to happen again in the next couple days, and if this is something you really, really like, I am starting group healing rooms, which will be miniature versions of this, but more frequently on a consistent basis at the same time. So it's on my website. If you scroll down to the group healing rooms and quantum coaching, I'm going to be doing this for specific groups. So general audience and those that have had extreme childhood trauma, those that have diseases and disorders. We're going to focus on that particular frequency, and it'll be a little bit of like psychology, life coaching, and then a half an hour of healing, so that people get more. They're paying to be there, so they're going to get like more personalized attention in their specific needs of what's going on with their body and their mind. So, why does your stomach keep burning, Dandelion? Because you have a lot of trauma in your stomach, and you swallow a lot of things, and it's sitting in your stomach. So when I was moving the energy down down the spine, it was disrupting energy that wants. It's like very stubborn energy that wanted to stay there, and I was forcing it to have to shift, and it didn't like it. I could feel that. I could feel it when I was moving the energy on the lumbar zone, and then when I came over on the front. You had commented earlier. It was because it was like I was poking at the emotions that were comfortable hiding, like the negative, the lower vibrating emotions that were hiding in your stomach. I was poking at that, not intentionally, just in the movement. They didn't want to leave your stomach. So yeah, my hair is purple. I have purple little this is wake up hair. This is what it looks like when I wake up at 6:30 in the morning, because the voice in my head says go on TikTok. So this is what it looks like. Yeah, like ride this energy. Absolutely. Yes. and that's why I stay after Connie. This is so that we can just kind of keep savoring in it, ride it. Do I mentor? I do. I do one-on-one sessions, advanced work to show people who they are, what their ethereal armor is, what their energetic tools are, how, and then I train them how to use their own energy. And I do work with really, really advanced people, like 6D. And by 6D, I don't mean the spiritual 6D. I mean like the mathematical 6D. 4D is length, width, height, time. 5D mathematically is length, width, height, time, location. So depending on how advanced you are, I can tour guide you through your training, and then we use my other clients that have a need for what you're doing, and then we work on them for practice because I can monitor both sides. So what I found is that helps people grow a lot faster in their spiritual gifts and in their spiritual understanding of who they really are by sort of making a community of it. Do I work with trauma from past lives? Yep. I don't go into past lives very often. It's something I can do because I'm so focused on the present moment. Like, let's focus on the here and now, because this is where your powerhouse is. This is where your manifesting space is. But if the trauma is caused by a past life, we go into that past life. And I don't do hypnosis. I don't need to. I can take people there in about, we start the journey in about 8 minutes. There's no induction. I don't need to subside the mind. I want the mind to participate. So when we go and we travel into past lives, it's a lot like this. But that's what I can do when I raise people's vibrations up. We can go in and see things and include the mind. Yeah. So Anne, oh yeah, I was gonna say okay. And just at yours, Anne. So good, it did clear. Yeah. Why did your feet feel so heavy when you stood up? Because a lot of the energy was draining into your feet, and then, but also you probably had a lack of blood flow during the work. Which, if you weren't breathing consistently, if you were like halting your breath, or if you were tensing up at any point, you could have also had just a natural lock on your blood flow. But it could have been energy too. If a lot of energy came in and got blocked up and trapped, that can happen too with the energy in the feet. Hey Jules, good morning. So you had very vivid experiences while you were sleeping. Welcome to my... Whenever you work one-on-one with me, you have to sign an agreement that says, I understand things are going to open up. Things will open up when I work with you, Annie, and I agree not to use those to cause harm to anybody else. Yeah, that's not unusual because I'm moving from such a higher vibration that I can also be moving energetic blocks, not just emotional blocks. So like fourth dimension blocks that awaken fourth dimensional experiences. What's that? All right. Did someone request to come live as a guest? I missed it. I saw it come up and then it disappeared. Oh, happy birthday, Connie. Oh, yay. Yeah. So there's if you are interested in the work that I do, there's a lot of videos. It took away your option, Jules? What option? Did I miss it? What did I miss? Okay, so you want to help someone who doesn't necessarily prescribe to energy work. I'm not Christian. I'm not Christian in a religious sense, but I study the people of the way. And so those that believe in Jesus, even Jesus didn't heal the people that didn't want to be healed. So sometimes we just gotta honor people where they are. But you know what's interesting is that you want to help someone who doesn't necessarily prescribe to energy work. What's interesting is when people pop into my rooms, even if they don't prescribe to energy work, they can't deny observing how other people are reacting. So if there's a way for that person to pop into a TikTok live or to watch my videos, maybe not my videos, but in a live, it's a lot harder to deny that there's something there. But maybe they're just not meant to receive their answers through energy work. Oh, come back up, Jules. Just guest request the guest again. Why is it not an option? Oh, maybe it can. It says no guest request. Let me see if I can pull you up. That was weird. Oh, here, I can do it this way. I just sent you an invite. Co-host? Why co-host? It may be, Jules, it may be that you couldn't come up as a guest because I wasn't.
1, 2, 3.
Good
Hey
morning.
guys, it let me. There's no button for me to ask, so I was like, oh, she's gonna have to request me. But I wanted to hop on, and I wanted to kind of share my experience and let people talk about how I worked with you, because it's an amazing experience. You can't really see my face. There you go. You can see my face there. It is not anything like hypnosis, which is a perfect thing. Like you just sit down, kind of like, I don't want to say you're a therapist, but it's along those lines. You go on a journey, you definitely go and it's like it just appears. It's crazy, and you feel the energy. Like in one of the videos where we went live on I believe TikTok and YouTube when we did that winter solstice session, you can see in my body, because of how light I am, you can see the energy flowing up and down and in and out, and it's really just energy work, and it is metaphysical science energy work, and it's beautiful. Like it is such an experience. If you ever get the chance to work with her or connect with her, please do it, because it doesn't really matter how bad I think the trauma is. Anyone can benefit from getting the clarity that you give. And it's just beautiful. I love watching you work.
Oh, thank you. Yeah,
Yeah.
there's a couple videos. Is it okay if we talk about
Yeah.
some of the videos that we have?
Yeah.
How we had done a session. We did the winter energy showcase in December, which is on YouTube, and then we also did a TikTok live. And those together, you can watch the progression of the integration of the dissociative identity disorders, the DID identity disorder.
Yeah. Sorry, I'm outside in my patio.
Yeah.
But yeah, on the second one, I did not go into that session thinking there was going to be intrigation. I just went in and I'm like, okay, I'm filled with fear right now because I was making some pretty big moves in my life. I was moving, I was getting rid of a lot of things that didn't serve me anymore. And it just, I didn't expect for half of my identities to be like, you know what, we're ready to trust you. And I was like, what no, like you've been with me my whole life, like what do you mean you're ready to trust me? And I did go through some grief, which you helped me understand it was grief that I was going through, because I just thought it was a spike in my anxiety disorder. Like, I was like, my body's not knowing how to adjust to this. I don't know how to accept this. Like, what the hell is going on? And you were like, no, you're grieving someone you've had with you for 28 years of your life, man. Like, this is serious, you know, like you got to give yourself that, you know, like, understanding. And it was beautiful. Like, it wasn't sad, it wasn't scary, it wasn't like, you know, screw you, you're making me do this. None of that energy. It was very accepting, self-loving, beautiful, just almost like majestic. Like, I know I don't want people to think like you're this big goddess, but it was very, very majestic in the light way that it happened. And in my personal experience where I work, I have seen a lot of people, they will integrate a personality, and it's heartbreaking. It is not a fun, easy, loving experience. It is, they abandoned me, they left me, they, you know, very, very low vibration. And that is not what I felt at all. Like, I felt free. I was like, wow, these parts of me trust me with my life now. You know, it was very liberating, very freeing. And I honestly don't think I would have done it without you. So thank you, because it was definitely what I needed, even though I didn't know I was ready. You know, like, and that's the thing I think everyone doesn't understand per se about what you do, is they may not realize the power that they're already handling and have in them, because they're so used to those old cycles, those old patterns, that loop that they're in, you know. And it's like, when you enter into your energy, you can see those loops, like, they're just there, and you're like, whoa, wait a second, I'm in so many loops. And you're like, yeah, it's okay, we're going to get through them, we're going to work them out, we're going to figure out how to break those loops where it started, how we can fix it. Very safe, very loving, you know. And it was just, I don't know, I just loved it. Yeah.
This is the advanced package. This was Jules worked in the advanced package.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, but my energy is also like, I've always had a tremendous amount of energy. I've always been a shaken soda bottle, and I never knew how to harness it. Yeah, trust me, way more. Annie will tell you, she's known me for 4 years. I never knew how to harness it, and everybody told me, you know, one day you're going to use all this power, and I'm like, really? Because it's eating me alive, and I don't want it. And they're like, well, that's why it's fighting you. And I'm like, yeah, you guys are crazy. I don't know, man. I'm not sure about this. And right, Kim on their understatement. If you've ever met my energy or gotten a reading, you know my energy is intense. And it's like, when I connect with Annie, it's like, she's like, okay, it's okay, but you have to accept this. You have to find a way to, you know, harness, channel, use it. Like, don't just let it sit around, and because it'll eat you alive, man, when you have that much energy. And I really would have never gotten there if she did not truly help me understand that it's not against me, it's for me, you know. And I just needed some tools to learn how to truly accept this energy, and I love it. I'm so happy now. It's not even funny. Like, I'm a totally different person. I don't even know who I was from 4 years ago, man.
You are not that same person at all. It's not at all.
No. And it's crazy when I look back at photos or pictures from back then, and I'm like, who is that? That's not me. But I really would not have gotten here if I did not accept and truly, you know, understand, because Annie's energy is pretty intense too. You know, when you get there, like, if you've been on her lives, you can see people that are struggling to accept and connect and harness. And it's like, you just can't give up. Okay. Like, that's the biggest part, is it's okay to struggle. It's okay to get in that mode of being like, okay, this is a lot, this is intense. But when you learn that that's how you grow, that's when it's like, okay, I'm not giving up on this. I'm going to keep coming back. I'm going to keep growing. I'm going to keep being a better me. And I think that's the biggest part is don't be intimidated, be accepting, and do your best to not give up, because it's worth it in the end, man. It's so worth it.
And now we get to play.
Yep, now we get to play and really figure out what all of those tools are, that are inside of you. Which I think is the fun part, it's the difficult part, that you have to get your base down. You have to redo your foundation. You got to break those cycles, and then you get into some fun stuff, man. Like, I love it. I love when we get to just mess around with the energy, feel where it goes, tapping was really fun the other night. And I've been working on that with my anxiety, because, I'll be fair. In those 4 years, I would say I was pretty dependent on cannabis. And I didn't realize how deep it was controlling my anxiety. And now that I'm a little bit less off of it, I still have it here and there for medicine purposes, but I'm really starting to realize how much anxiety it was holding back. And anxiety in the spiritual world is nothing but energy your body is struggling to accept. That's all it is, in a moment. And it's like, I'm like, that's a lot of power, because my anxiety is so high. So I'm like, what am I ignoring? Which I think is the next step of like, how do I integrate this energy that kind of got released when everybody got together? When everybody integrated, it's like now there's just energy floating around me that I'm not accepting in. And I'm looking at it differently. I'm looking at it like, okay, that's energy I need, but I'm not harnessing it, and right. And it's like, before, if you would ask me, I'd be like, oh, I have an anxiety disorder. It's stuck with me for life. Like, I was in that mode of like, I am just an anxiety disorder for the rest of my life, and this is where it's going to be. And I was like, I'm fucked, and no, it's not that at all. It changes your perspective working with Annie, and that is, I think, one of the most beautiful gifts that you don't even realize you give people. You really do change their perspective of energy and what's happening around them, and it's beautiful. I love it. Like, I've yet to meet another human being that can change perspective so fast and so deeply, like to your core. It's not just a thought you remind yourself of, a manifestation or an affirmation. Like, you wake up and you're like, I have new eyes. I see this differently. You're like, okay. So it's beautiful.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah, if any of you can ever get the chance, we have our we have our group meetings where we do the rooms, which, if you can't exactly get to the one-on-one, we have those, and the live rooms. Like, all of those do and bring that same, on a smaller scale. Obviously the one-on-ones will do it overnight, but if you really do follow her and you stick with it and you learn how to embrace that energy, I'm telling you guys, it's worth it.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Yeah. So Jules has a very, I would say, large following compared to me. You have like 75,000 followers on TikTok.
Almost at 76.
Represent a lot of the childhood sexual violation category. So Jules she's co-hosting the Wednesday morning group. The Wednesday Pacific time is 2:30 a.m. So Eastern would be 1:30 in the afternoon, and then in Europe it's like 6:30 in the evening.
And because I work in the more shadow, darker, lower energy with people, I meet them there and I help them get to a point where they're at least the middle, like they're at least in a gray area. And from there, you know, when you can acknowledge all of the assault that's happened in your life, it is easier to then get energy work because you understand and you're facing that fear. It all starts in fear.
Oh,
And, you
fear
know,
is,
yeah,
that's so toxic. Fear and
it
trauma,
is.
that's the hell on earth.
Exactly, you know, and a lot of people get stuck in why? Why did this happen? What is the point? What was this whole entire, you know, and then they run from it because they're like, they can't logically figure it out. And it's a personal journey. You know, you've got to start that and start there and understand that, like, okay, my fear is either going to do one of two things. It's going to control the rest of my life and I'm going to live in it and accept it, or I'm going to face it and I'm going to grow and I'm going to choose to be who I want to be, you know? And I think that when you get there, that is when you normally meet Annie or you come across some energy work and you're like, oh, there's the plan. There's the way. I see it now, you know? But you have to start with acknowledgement and facing and understanding that fear is merely just a lesson. It was just a lesson to teach you, one, how much you can take, what you're still here, you know, like you're still a person, and then two, to show you, you know, how much you can adapt, how amazing of a person you are to grow and be free, you know, like there has to be, fear leads to freedom always, you know, 9 times out of 10 if you're willing to go there. And it's just something that people get stuck in labels. They get stuck in labels of mental illness. They get stuck in labels of I'm damaged, I'm emotionally ruined, you know, all of that. And they place that there. And
Accept
it's
the
like,
diagnosis, accept the disorder.
yep. And they're like, this is where I'm at. This is who I am. This is what I'm going to be because, you know, someone with authority told me this. And it's like, they only have authority because you let them. You are your own authority.
Well,
And
they
so
have the
you,
authority of their own lane. The lane on the
Mhm.
body is, you know, doctors have a lane of the body, therapists, psychiatrists have a lane in the mind. There's still a third attribute. Who in your
Spirit.
world are spirit specialists? Who's your spirit doctor? By the way, I have a doctorate in metaphysics.
Yes, she does. And she
Uh,
works her butt off for those.
so I want to answer a couple questions. There's a question that says, are women stronger energy workers than men? No, it's not gender
Mm-mm.
in the sense of sex. Like
Mm-mm.
the body, biology is sex. The consciousness mind picks gender. The spiritual attribute has its own current. So operating in
Mm-hmm.
the feminine of that current, which has nothing to do with being male or female, is
Mm-mm.
what makes them stronger energy workers. So if it's a toxic man doing energy, that's toxic. If it's a toxic female doing energy, that's toxic.
Mm-hmm.
But the feminine, the yin, is the powerhouse for energy.
Yeah, in my world, we have the duality of the Hermaphrodites and the High Priestess. So anybody that works has heard tarot, you've heard those two words. And I do feel like sometimes the Hermaphrodite and the power that they carry is a little under looked at, because yes, the High Priestess deals with your intuition. They deal with that powerhouse of taking that power back. But the Hermaphrodite deals with your instincts. And you know, when your instincts are fucked up and you're that channel in you, that duality in you, male or female, that hermaphrodite side of you is wrong, like that system got broken, your instincts and your initial reaction is not going to be what it should be. You're not going to be able to listen to your intuition. You're not going to be able to deal with that powerhouse female side of you. And it's like when you can embrace both your instincts and your intuition, you're in balance. You're in that duality. You're in that yin and yang, and you are unstoppable. Nobody can take anything from you, you know? And I think that is where everybody strives to be, but they forget so much, whether you're male or female, because I've seen a lot of males not have their yang in tune, you know, their instincts are still
Toxic and
wrong.
toxic.
Yeah, you
Imbalance,
know,
imbalance.
and it's like everybody has that that male, that female inside of them. And you can't just work on one and make it this big powerhouse graciousness without understanding that there is this other half. So to me personally, I don't think either one is more powerful than the other. I think in order to be at your best power, you have to have both.
You have to, when it, like the duality of being a man, was a YouTube thing that we did 2 years ago, is that with men, when they go to expand their masculine and they ignore this starts shrinking, and what happens? It topples. When a male wants to expand divine masculinity, it has to expand the feminine the feminine divine as well. And it's going to be a smaller portion, but it has to expand with it. So you have to be a better man, you have to honor the feminine energy current within you as well. To be a better woman, we have to honor the masculine pieces of us too. We can't expand any one without expanding the other along with it to make that whole spherical structure. So I want to answer a question, Jewel. So we've got a question here. If Tressela is still on, it says, the comment about the dog was real. He's picking up my depression. It's really bad. And I want to talk about that because I thought you could help him when we were doing the energy circle by putting your hand on him. This is what I want to talk about with animals. Animals absorb our energy. If we are the alpha, they're going to do what we do. If we have depression, if you ever notice, dogs that are on Prozac have owners that are on Prozac. Dogs that are on. Oh, are you muted, Jules? Animals will reflect our mental health. So nervous dogs tend to have nervous owners. Really strong, solid, grounded pet owners have really well-behaved dogs. So focus on you.
You focus on you as the pet owner, you will find that your dog will reflect where you are in your energy, in your harnessing of your own internal energy. How are the smaller rooms broken down? I lost some stuff here. How are the smaller rooms broken down? If you go into my account and you look at the website, if you click on the piece that talks about energy groups, that'll bring you to the group healing page, and it describes. We've got a general session group, which anyone can come just like this, like just show up. Then there's one that's specific to disorders and diseases, and then there's one specific to childhood trauma. And it's not like anyone else couldn't pop into those rooms. Like if you're on the unlimited plan, it's $200 a month, and you can go as many times. You could go 15, 20 times. Maybe not. I don't even know if I offer it that often. No, I guess I do. You could go 13 times a month for $200, which is super cheap considering what my one-on-one rates are. And you can go to all of them. It's just, that's the topic. That's going to be, that particular topic is what we're focusing on. So the situations that we're going to be addressing are going to be more tailored to the audience that is experiencing those particular issues. So disorders and diseases, I need more time. So that's an hour and a half instead of an hour, and it's once a month. And then we have the childhood trauma, which is weekly, and the general sessions are weekly. And you can check it out. You can read it on the website, and it should give a lot of the answers. When we were doing the circle. Oh yeah, okay, we're back on that. Okay, so I hope I answered that one. So what do we focus on? So Hayden, give me some more details on the question. Why does your neck hurt now? That's a great question. Why does your neck hurt now? Tap into it, Bonnie, and see if you can connect to your neck and see if there's a message waiting for you. So Tressela, how do you feel? If I'm pronouncing that correctly, how do you feel? And are your emotions and your emotional state reflected in your dog? So Hayden, they're separate. The one-on-ones, whether you're in the beginner, which is more like life coaching with a quantum twist, like me, or you do the advanced work, they're separate. They're separate things. The healing groups, it's a different service because it's just different. So if you would pick, you could do the advanced package or the group healing, or you can do both, but they're separate tracks. And I'm pretty sure I saw someone wanting to come up as a guest earlier before when Jules was on, and I didn't catch it in time. If anyone is still on now that wanted to come up. Can I explain the energy field versus our soul? So there's a video in my TikTok library. It's going to be in the horizontal because it came on YouTube first. And it's the one that's like, it's with Denise. So there's two, I'm there with Denise and Christy. So it's going to be, it'll look like, it's a video with 3 women in it. And it's the very first video that has the 3 women in it. If you watch that, you can see where I'm pulling her energy. And a great show to watch to understand this is on Netflix. And it's the Goop Labs episode that has John Amaral. That's a great way to see, because I've done lives before, didn't do it today, but in other lives, when I raise the vibration of people, I have them then start feeling the energy layers outside their body. We have energy outside of our body, and it's the biofield. And debris, energetic debris, can get caught in here and affect the body. So like when we see people with a lot of skin issues, sometimes it's environmental. Like, you work at a fast food restaurant that's frying food all the time. You might have zits and stuff, or stress can create it. But sometimes there's energy in the debris that's bouncing and causes eczema and psoriasis and other things. So the energy field exists on the outside, and because of that, I can code each layer. So there's like the first 4 layers is zone 1 and so on. I can code each layer. And because I can code that, that's very much a part of you, even though you can't physically touch it until you get into 4th dimension. When we get into 4th dimension, when you start to touch your body, you're like, what the F is this? When we get into 5th dimension, you're like, what is going on? Because we can't see it or feel it in 3rd dimension. It doesn't exist until we start vibrating higher, and then it starts taking form because it vibrates too high for this density. But when we feel that, and you're like, you can't deny it. You can't deny that there's a magnetic energy around the physical that has a shape and has, like, that's where the ethereal armor comes in. So we are an energy system with a physical being inside. We're not a physical being with a soul inside. It's the opposite. And if you study the people of the way, which was pre-Christianity, so studying Jesus but pre-Christianity, they were talking about that you have to go inside to go out. They did meditations, they did a lot of stuff. And so we are really energy systems, which is why I see people as human computer systems, because I can manipulate the energy on the outside. And you'll see in that video when I'm with Denise, I'm pulling right here and her body's jerking. Her body's responding to the energy field that I lifted up. And so, we are an energy system with a physical existence, not the other way around. Oh, thank you for my hair. Yeah. This is what it looks like when I wake up an hour and a half earlier than I wanted to. Yeah. But yeah, I'm really digging my purple. I'm really loving my purple. Hey, Jen. Tressela, don't think you're crazy at all. It's just we haven't asked enough curious questions to find out what's happening. When we talk about growing or overcoming cycles caused by fear, what do we exactly focus on doing? Most of the time, fear is caused by trauma. focus on clearing the trauma. Trauma is your hell on earth. Trauma and fear, those two equal hell on earth. That they keep you from experiencing joy and from gratitude and from really like stepping deeper into your purpose. When we start to transfer fear into courage and we start to release trauma into curiosity and release trauma into the higher vibrations like joy and peace and love, the world around us starts shifting and things change very quickly. So focus on reducing trauma, increasing gratitude. Can this type of healing help with mood swings? Your mood swings are probably because your system is overwhelmed. So think of it like, think of it like trying to run, what would it be like? Like a garden, those leaf blowers. Now try taking your leaf blower and trying to control the leaves and then using the leaf blower. So there's so much coming into your body that your body is just like wonky. It can't handle the current of the non-native energy flow, which is the let's say anxiety or fear or stressors, and it's just doing this. And then we're like, why do we have mood swings? Well, our body can't. We're how would you react if I gave you 10 tasks right now and told you had to have them done in the next hour? Oh, by the way, here's an 11th task. Here's a 12th task. And you're like, what am I supposed to do? And that's how your system is handling. The hormones are like out of whack because there's too much energy and it's not being channeled properly. So can this type of healing help? Yep. The healing groups would help with mood swings, that to have that vitamin of 1 hour a week of just touching in, doing some healing, getting some, what you can't see is my entire shelf of clinical positive psychology, my religion over here, child psychology, family psychology, and then all of my metaphysical books that I adore are up front. These are all the books that I frequently pull over with when I'm with clients. So the rest of them are in the back room within another bookshelf. But yeah, we're going to do a little bit of psychology in the healing rooms. It's like coaching, healing. So a little bit of psychology and then healing. So let's get the energy rolled up. Let's get you in a higher vibration. Now let's talk about the stuff we want to let go of. So I want to use fourth dimensional energy to heighten the awareness in the body and the mind as we're moving through things to make it easier to release. So that's how I can move. For a lot of people, I move a lot faster than a traditional therapist because I'm incorporating mind, body, and spirit all at the table. Now let's talk about the issues. We're not going to remove two of them and just let this one try to solve the problem. Nope. There's 3 roommates in this housing system. Let's get all 3 on board. Yeah, the soul is on the outside. It's on the inside and the outside. Think of it like the energy runs on the inside of the system and the energy runs on the outside. So think of it like a bullseye, like a target. The center bullseye is the physical being. And then you have layers. So when we talk about like praying up, like pray up to the heavens, it's not literally like up, it's out. Like in the sphere, it's let's say the 100th layer outside of our body is where God is. It's a little bit different than that, but for purposes of just to explain it, you have your physical being here and then you have layers. Let me see if I have a sheet. I used to do these charts. I don't know if I have a sheet where I would show how I used to have a printed thing. Your physical being is here. So when you're meditating, what you're really doing is you're taking like an elevator out to hypothetically the 100th level. And that's where your I am or your higher self is. Your higher self is up here because higher self is less concerned with emotions. The closer to the physical, the denser the emotions. So very frequently when we're doing healing work, I push it out to a random number, like the 18th layer, because it's not compatible here. Fear doesn't exist in the 18th layer unless there's a past life trauma or soul trauma. But if it's just physical trauma from this lifetime, it's not out here and it doesn't know what to do with it and it just throws it away. So we're going to change the way, when we work together, I'm going to change the way you see what's happening. And I'm going to show you through energy how what we were taught was to bring it all in, which limits us in our own power, in our own healing. So the very religions that tell us to like worship the people that helped us discount all of the message that those religious leaders were trying to say. Like it was like, go within. Like with Jesus, he never said, I'm going to heal you. In any biblical reference, it doesn't say, I'm going to heal you. He says, you shall be healed according to your beliefs. You shall be healed according to your faith. Because it always said to come back to your operating system, receiving it. Yeah. Mood swings. So mood swings. Mood swings are usually a sign that your system is being bombarded with something it doesn't have the tools to process, and usually it's emotional overwhelm or trauma overwhelm or something else. So when people are like, oh, I'm bipolar, I'm like, chances of you being genetically predestined to be bipolar, pretty slim. Chances of there being a lot of trauma that's causing glitches in the neurological responses, pretty high. So I'm always, when people say I have this disease or disorder, I'm like, all right, let's bring it to the table, let's dissect it, and let's see if that's really what we're looking at. Or is this just, was it just that you listed 10 symptoms and they matched it up to a DSM page? I like getting deep into it, dissecting it, deconstructing it, and making sure that that's really what you have. And if that's what you have, great. Take medicine, balance your system, cool. More than likely, it's not a lifelong disease or disorder. Hello. Yeah, so childhood trauma, emotional neglect, the healing rooms that are specific to childhood trauma are going to help a lot. And I have the group setting because what I have found is that we find a lot of power in holding space for each other. If we hold space for each other and we heal together as a group, like a cohort, we tend to heal a little bit faster because there's people who are holding space for us and witnessing our growth. And vice versa, we're witnessing their growth, and that tribal component, male or female, male and men and women, the tribal component of healing together with people is really powerful, psychologically powerful. So if you've got the childhood trauma, emotional neglect, I think the healing rooms, the healing coaching rooms are going to be really good, a really good option for you. I don't have scholarship spaces. I don't, which is why I offer free on TikTok, because what I did at the very beginning of starting my business is I knew who I was and I knew my limitations, and I set a rule, a coding that said, like my own internal system doesn't turn on. If I'm trying to give something away out of ego, like let me show off, it doesn't really work as well. And if I try to work with someone and I don't charge the fee, it doesn't work as much as it does when there's payment. So I protected myself so that I could put food on my table. Oh, yay, Tressula. And am I pronouncing that right? Is it Tressula? Am I just making up pronunciations of your name? I want to make sure I'm saying it right. Oh, can you hear there's my alarm that says wake up. He fell into, so Heidi, you fell into a deep sleep after the last live. Isn't that awesome? Like, I think sleep is such a wonderful thing to have. And a lot of people sleep really well after the lives, especially if I do them right before you go to bed. Yeah. All right. So my alarm just went off that said, "Hey, you need to hop in the shower because you've got a client in an hour." Yeah, yeah, exactly, Michelle. Trading energy for energy. Um, and and I e- exactly. Yeah. Why don't you like tight things around your neck? It could be childhood, it could be past life. I won't know. I won't know until we go deep, Susie, and take a look. And even then, I'm not always given the answer. Sometimes it's like a mystery, um, until we solve a certain sequence of events. Like sometimes we have to clear something out first, and then this, and then this, and then your spirit will guide us to that answer. But it can be both. It could be many things. Um, but tight things, yeah, yeah, it could be both. Yeah, yeah. Thanks, Bonnie. It's I have a lot of things I want to accomplish, and I can't accomplish them until I've established myself a little bit deeper because I my focus is on small business and economic development, and I'm an angel investor. I invest in businesses here in Nevada in the United States, and one of the things that came to me when I was deployed 5 years ago was, you're spending all your money, you're investing all these major businesses in the stock market. What are you doing for your local community? And I was like, you say you care about your community, but you're not putting your money in your community. And so 20% of my earnings goes into Angel NV and other investment opportunities that impact economic development, because if I can help a business launch and that business grows, that's a lifelong, that has long-term impact in a community because it's hiring people, and it's giving livable wage, and it's creating economic impact in the state where I live, in my neighborhood. So yeah, about 20% of my income goes into investing in small businesses here in Nevada to spread my energy in ways that help multiple generations over a long period of time. All right. Um, yeah, throat issues. So yeah, absolutely. Throat issues, Susie, would totally, that's energy trauma then. That's let's go in and find out. I don't use hypnosis to get in. I just raise vibration, which is going to boggle your mind because your mind's not put asleep like hypnosis is, where you can journey. It's a little different. The mind's going to come up and it's going to be confused. But once we get through that confusion, the mind then starts to understand that there's a world outside of the world we've been taught, that where our limitations are, and it gets to participate, which then doesn't have a problem giving more control to the spirit, and we can go deeper in many ways because the mind isn't fighting. So yeah, I am 4 minutes over my alarm clock to go get dressed and showered and ready for today. And if I've got a lot to do today. I've got my I do a potluck at my house every couple months to just like break bread and connect with people. So that's tonight, and I have to go shopping and cooking and all that. So I'm going to close out everybody. I'm going to say goodbye. I will catch you on a live another time. Make sure you're following me if you haven't done that yet. And sign up. There's a free 15-minute discovery session that's available on my website. And if you want to do beginner sessions, advanced sessions, or the group work, that's available too. And enjoy the rest of your day. If you are in the Americas, we're just either in the morning or entering into our afternoon. If you're in Europe, good evening. And if you're in Australia, you're probably not awake yet because it's probably 3, 4 in the morning. So enjoy the rest of your time, and I'll catch you later.